All right. So thank you so very much for joining us. Season 2. Here we are. And no. Oh, wow. Wow. We have a studio audience. We should get a sign that says applause. I know everybody was just waiting with bated breath for when season 2 is going to start. So your wait is over. This is like Game of Thrones final season, but it may not, probably isn't the final season, but you know what I mean. Hopefully it's not as bad as the final season of Game of Thrones. That made the camera guy laugh. Tucker, thanks, Tucker. So starting off the new year, starting off the new season of Tug Time, we are going to probably the best option possible, right? We have Nancy from Metro. Nancy, say hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys?
There she is. With
How's
your
everybody?
giant floating head, right?
I just have a fuzzy wall behind me. We cannot afford the fancy brick wall like they can at East Horse Miller there.
We can take a picture and you can make it your background.
Oh, yes. And you on the background too would be good.
Yes, please. Just to where it looks like I'm like hanging around you with my arm
Yeah, I'll be
around.
like lining myself up so it looks like you have your arm around me.
Yeah. All right. So for those that don't know Nancy, which I don't know how many that do, tell us a little bit about yourself, kids, hobbies, school, things like that.
Well, my name is still Nancy Farah. I'm Vice President of Sales at Metro. I only have children with 4 legs. So I have 3 dogs and a horse. I spend most of my time hanging out at an animal shelter and playing with other 4-legged children and trying to find them families to join. So that's mainly what I do with my free time. And then I do have a niece that we hang out and do the horse stuff together. So she rides competitively and I follow her around and brush her horse and pay for whatever she wants.
That's cool. That's
yeah,
very
so
cool.
those are my main hobbies.
How about your background, school or industry or whichever?
This is where it gets really interesting. So I grew up about 20 minutes from Metro. I went to college about 10 minutes from Metro.
And where is Metro?
Oh, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, so it's
So-
not Barry, huh? It's Bear.
Barry, yes.
Is it
Wilkes-Barre.
Barry or Bear? What's
there's a-
acceptable?
Both are acceptable. Yes, if that's the question of the day, we'll accept either.
Okay.
And then Metro recruits from that college a lot, and I actually started at Metro. Is the only place I've ever worked. So
The only place. Uh-oh. Did we lose you? Hang on. You're muted. Hang on, Nancy. Hopefully I'm not muted too. Wait a second. Did we accidentally mute Nancy?
Well, you muted everybody.
Oh, well,
I'm not
Nancy,
afraid to
there
unmute
she-
myself.
there you are.
I have been
Yeah.
muted by better, so I have unmuted. So I
Sorry, Dixie. Sorry. All right.
know who
So
muted
what
me,
I
but-
last heard was something along the lines of you grew up and went to school.
Oh,
right next
yeah.
to
So
Metro.
I grew up, I went to college about 10 minutes from Metro, and then I was, I guess, recruited. I don't know if that's official. I don't know if they would claim that they actually asked me to come and work here, but they did hire me nonetheless. And I have spent my entire career here. I actually started in the accounting department. So I have a degree in accounting and economics. So that's extra fun.
Yeah.
And I ended up in sales. I guess they figured that was the best way to get me out of the building. So that's where I am.
That's awesome. So let's see. How about an interesting fact about yourself?
Well, I love to cook. So I always do a food resolution. And I guess it was probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know. I never made the same meal twice all year long. And I only eat out when I'm traveling for work. So it's not like I only cook once a month.
300 different meals or so.
Well, I counted a leftover. The reheating didn't count
Oh,
as cooking the
alright.
same meal
You
twice.
you didn't make a different meal. That was
Right.
just
So I would give myself maybe 80 different meals in that
It's like
year.
a school year.
Yes, exactly.
I think we also have another interesting fact about you. Let me,
Oh, dear.
let's see if we can pull that up real quick.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. This is my
So
life. This is, yes.
is
That
that
is
pig
that
getting a massage?
he is getting Magna-waved for his sore front leg. He was lame. So we had the Magna Wave lady come and she does our horses or in our dogs. And Eddie, our newest barn mate, decided he was worthy of a Magna Wave treatment.
Have you
So
ever done MagnaWave?
I hold the Magna Wave. I had an
Alright.
accident about a year ago, so I hold it with my bad hand, and it actually helps quite a bit. So it's pretty neat.
Cool. That is interesting. We'll have to
Yeah.
look into that. We'll have to look into that. Ms. Dixie, can you hit back on that real quick for me, please?
Oh, you want to see the pig again? Okay.
Yeah, that. There we go. Um, Duh, I should have done that. All right, so we're done with the introduction, right? Let's get into some meat and potatoes, if they were, right? I mean, Texas, we got to talk meat and taters. So most people know what Metro's first product was, but just in case, we are going to kind of talk about the history of Metro and what people were doing before Metro and how Metro became the Kleenex or Coca-Cola of the shelving world.
All right. Well, like you said, I think most people know, even though it isn't necessarily a shelf, Metro invented the wire whisk. So wire was always in our history somewhere. The company started in Brooklyn and moved to Wilkes-Barre after it kind of outgrew its facility there. And it introduced erectus shelving, which kind of replaced and looked for a more suitable way to store products than wood shelving, which was primarily used. And is still used in some cases. I'm sure we've all seen some wood shelving left in some restaurants when we've been out there. But then most of the popularity of our shelving came when we patented the Super Erectus shelving line. And that is really how our name got out there and the brand became so strong, is we had a patent for years on the kind of what you said, like the Kleenex of wire shelving with a snake frame. I think you have some examples of it we'll be showing.
I do. Let's
So-
see. So here is the Super Erecta collar. Let's move over the other camera. There we go. So this one is there. So that's the Super Erecta collar,
Mhm.
right? You
Yep,
have
so-
your little,
So collar just kind of fits on the post there, just like you're showing. It just fits over the wedge that is called our split sleeve. And that's really the basis for all of our shelving, whether it's wire or polymer. It's all based on some type of collar fitting over a split sleeve, either a round one or in a wedge form. So
cool. We also have, where do you want to go next? Do you want to go to the adjustable?
oh, we can
or
go
you
right
wanna
up
go to
top
the
there.
coated?
So that is also super erecta, but then we followed up with super adjustable. So you see that little, what we call the flipper there. It takes the collar, and if anybody's ever attempted to unassemble a wire shelf, that is a much appreciated little tool, because once those shelves get seated on there, they're staying on there for a while. So what that does is just relieves the tension and lets you pop the shelf right off. But more importantly, it lets you adjust the shelf so you can get maybe more shelves on or space it the best way for whatever storage needs you have there.
Yep. So let's see, the next one, we have some coated.
Yep. So we have what is probably our most popular, certainly in the our food service division, and that is our Metro Seal 3. Or NK3, and it's a green epoxy. When we came out with Metro Seal, someone decided that green was the best color for it to be, and that has kind of become the industry standard. You'll see that that may be evolving a little bit in a couple more samples that we have coming up.
Mhm.
But it is basically an epoxy coating over a substrate. So even if that green stuff there that you see does chip off, there's still some protection against rust and corrosion. And then if the epoxy protection isn't enough, the one up on top there that looks almost identical from underneath, but you can see has a mat on top of it. It basically just replaces that wire mat with a polymer mat. So where the shelf is being touched by the pans or the boxes or whatever's being stored on there has a layer of protection that is polymer. So obviously that's not going to rust or corrode and is going to hold up a lot better for you. So it is a nice entry into our polymer shelving options as more and more people get introduced to the health department, whether they wanted to be introduced or not. The importance of that polymer mat becomes.
So
a
the
little
mat is much easier to clean, right? Because we can lift it
Oh,
off,
yeah.
we can throw it through the dish pit. But on the NK3 on the green, is there anything that kind of inhibits bacterial growth by chance?
Oh, well, it's funny you should ask. Yes, there is. We add Microban to the majority of our shelving products. So all of our mats, as well as the epoxy coating on Metro Seal, has Microban in it, which I think probably a lot of people know from the consumer side of the world. It's really just a powder that we throw into the epoxy. So it's not a coating. It's not going to wipe off. Its half-life is like 1 billion years. I think that's the technical amount of time it lasts for.
Certain of it.
But it'll last longer than the shelving will last, or that you will need the shelving, I should say. And it reduces the growth of mold and mildew in between cleanings. That's what they tell me to
Yes.
say.
I like to tell people it's gonna, if you have food on the shelf, it's not gonna keep the
No.
food from molding, but it'll keep the area where the food's touching the shelf
Yes,
from
it keeps it a little bit cleaner
growing
than it
bacteria.
was. Mm.
So let's see, the next piece of shelving we have here is
Yeah.
kind of a jump because it's one of the newest, but
Yep, that is our newest, but still in our wire family. So it is the same protection and coating that you saw on the green one. But as more and more concepts are going to either display kitchens or takeout, where the shelving is more visible to people walking in and just want things to look prettier, went to a more neutral color that in the back of the kitchen looks better with stainless. Front of the house doesn't always lend itself to a green color, so something a little more neutral. And we went to NK gray, or internally Metro Seal, or NK4. So we do offer both coatings. And like I said, they both have the same protection against rust and corrosion.
can you do the Pro with the NK4?
You cannot.
Not yet.
No, we have to leave some things to be mysterious.
Yes. All right, so let's go polymer next. You want to do Q?
Sure.
Okay.
So Metromax Q is our most popular removable mat shelf, and that's because it is a hybrid of the best of both worlds. So you get a wire snake frame, which we obviously make a ton of, so we can keep the pricing down there. It's on a tri-lobal post that can be either metal or polymer, so you don't have to worry about rust or corrosion on that post either. And it also has the flipper of super adjustable. So you're going to get the ability to adjust the shelves when you need to, as well as easy to take apart and assemble. And then on top of all that, there is the removable mat that obviously isn't going to rust or corrode, and can also be taken off and thrown into the dish machine, just like the Pro one can be.
Excellent. I'm assuming we're done with that one.
Yes.
So this
the
is
hook
the
that you told me I would
Max.
get if I talk too much. Huh?
Move along. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. So this is
Start with the corner. That's a better one.
Metromax I. And it is the shelving that everyone dreams of. It is a lifetime shelf. So if you have someone, the schools use a ton of it, healthcare, it is all polymer. The only metal on there is stainless steel in the corner. And obviously that's not going to rust or corrode. So Metro Max I and Metro Max Q, as well as the 4 that I don't want to be a spoiler alert there that we're going to talk about next. They all do integrate and work together. So it is, like I said, the lifetime shelving also has the highest weight capacity if you're looking for some heavy duty shelves.
Let me grab, whoa,
Oh, yes.
everything's okay, promise.
All right.
All right, this one I think we're gonna have to switch to the GoPro. Here, you know what? I'll stand on the damn thing. Well, it's not bright enough. Never mind. We'll do it up here.
Okay.
There we go.
So Metro Max 4 that is here is our newest all polymer system. And it is truly all polymer. You can see the corner does not have the stainless steel in it. It is, it has obviously a solid mat and a grid style mat that you normally don't have the same on the same shelf, but certainly a lot of, especially healthcare facilities, have a solid shelf at the bottom just for JACO regulations. And it helps with anything, especially if it's a mobile unit, things are going to be splashing up off the wheels. Having that solid shelf on the bottom is nice, that it protects the product down there and then up above it as well. So again, all polymer. Same weight capacity as Metro Max Q. And
What capacity is that?
oh, well, up to 48 inches is 800 pounds. And then anything over that is going to be a 600-pound capacity. So that is the standard with most of our shelves. We do have some, as I mentioned, heavier duty shelves or dunnage shelves for more aggressive or heavy duty applications.
The daisy. That's what we get for moving things around. All right. And we have one more shelf left. Ooh, am I making anyone sick yet?
I thought I was going to have to do a demo on
Hand
you.
that back off. Yes. So the last one, and I'll keep it still, I promise. So we can use the other camera. Let's turn it this way. All right. This is not the last of all the shelves. We have more shelves that we haven't even shown you, but this is the last one we're showing today.
Yeah, the whole season is just going to be shelving for
Sounds pretty great, really.
So this is our new heated shelf. So it is a great way to maximize a unit that you may already have. Obviously, everybody is doing a ton of grab and go or takeout. So everybody's looking for an easy way to keep stuff a little bit warmer for longer. So it is at a better quality for the customers that are going to be eating it. So this heated shelf obviously fits on our standard round posts, and it can be, like I said, mixed and matched with shelving that you already have, or a new unit can be made of just heated shelving, but very versatile. Very excited about that. And it is the newest addition to, I guess, both our heated holding category as well as our shelving category.
Yes. And is it always just open, or can we enclose this in any way?
Oh, no, we have some to-go stations, and I think, oh, I thought this was a video.
It looks much better than when Shaky Tug holds it, right?
Yeah,
With
so
the
fancy.
stationary camera is much better.
So yeah, so we have to-go stations as well as some workstations where it's integrated. So if people are doing prep and want to hold the product that they're done prepping, or are using a hot product to add into whatever they may be coming up with, they have the heated shelves above the workstation. And then also the to-go stations have little cubes and enclosures for product safety. If they're alphabetized, they can use the different cubes to designate different letters for customers walking in to pick up, or different types of food for the delivery guys coming in to pick up orders.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So I think we've hit, I mean, how much more shelving can one do in 10 minutes? Hell, that was actually even closer to 15. All right,
Yeah.
so let's do, I think we have a little transition video. See how
Oh.
this is season 2. We're doing this. Mm. Do we? Maybe. have a
The transition video looks like you walking in front
Here
of a brick wall.
on Tug Time. Let's see. It's coming. I feel it.
There we go.
Hey. Not yet. All right. So look at the production value we've got going on here, right? Don't tell me this is not impressive, okay? So, can you tell me why this heated cabinet looks like it's ready to do battle with red and gray? Well, this one doesn't have gray on its sides, but red and gray armor.
Well, it is because it is fully equipped with all of the best. So we have a full cabinet line, everything from stainless steel digital cabinets to uninsulated aluminum. This takes our stainless steel body of our, what we call our spec or our high-end cabinets, and allows the cleanability and durability of a stainless interior. And then we take our insulated panels that are covered in polymer, and we foam inject those with insulation. So we are able to provide more insulation than a traditional double-walled stainless cabinet with a foam board inside, at a better price point. So you get a stainless cabinet with more insulation at a better price than other Metro fully insulated cabinets, as well as other competitive fully insulated cabinets. So it kind of brings the best of both worlds together in terms of technology and durability.
Yes.
So this is our 4 series cabinet.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. So this
Yeah,
one
I don't know
says
where
4
5 and 7
series.
went, but we don't have a 5 or a 7. So this is
Do we want to hit up the other series real quick?
sure. Do we have props or the?
Well, I mean, yes, but
Oh,
they're
no, I
not-
didn't know if I was waiting for anything. So
a transition
I
video
mentioned-
that may or may not start. No.
as I mentioned, we do have a full line of cabinets. We have our 9 and our 8 series, which are digital. And they both, 9 series has active humidity. Our 8 series is a passive humidity cabinet. And then we do have, as I mentioned, the 6 series is also aluminum or stainless, and it is an analog controller. So the nice part about that is if you're moving, it isn't an over-the-road transport cabinet, but a lot of food gets moved around in a facility. So if you do unplug it, the downfall of digital controls is you have no idea what's going on inside that cabinet anymore. So the 6 series allows you to unplug it and still see what the temperature is and make sure everything's safe.
Yeah.
So that's our 6 series. And then our most popular cabinets that a lot of people stock are our 1 and our 3, and they are an uninsulated and an aluminum body cabinet with those same panels you see there, just without the insulation blown into it. So that's our lineup in 3 minutes or less.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and E.
And E, oh my, Jim, a voice.
Thank you, Jim.
Our E series, which is very similar to our 1 series uninsulated aluminum cabinet, has one type of controller and offers an even more competitive price point than our 1 series.
Cool. I'll tell you what I like best about, especially the 4 series, are the built-in ergonomic handles. I don't know if
Handles, yes. So no
Christy
matter how
sees
tall or short you are, there's no excuse not to get the food to where it's going. You can grab it anywhere.
both sides.
And it's also a giant bumper. So if it does hit the wall or do anything, you don't have to worry about it scratching. So a lot of hospitals and healthcare places really like it because it helps save on the dents in the walls and the door jams.
Yes, ma'am. I like how you said if it hits the wall.
If we're
Well.
very focused drivers of those.
I believe we have another video. This
Oh
is
my.
amazing. Unbelievable. I am so
Beautiful.
impressed with me right now.
You nailed that one.
Not really me, it's production guys. Yeah, Chris and Dixie and Tucker. All right, so I am leaning against this really, like, I mean, look how light this is. What
Super
what
light.
is this stuff?
Well, that is our Mighty Light line. So it is, as you called out on your Facebook page, feeling like styrofoam, but it is actually what is called EPP or expanded polypropylene. So it is a material that's found in just about every car bumper out there. So super durable. Technology's been around for a long time. The European food service market has used it for years because it is durable and it is light and it is pretty inexpensive. So it allows you to hold your food safely and pick it up and carry it safely. So you're not going to have to worry about any additional extra weight with a big, heavy plastic tote that you might need to use. And we have a bunch of different configurations. You have the top load one there, and I see some front loaders over to your side. So that's nice if you want to use it as a cooler. This one is used more for sheet pans or hotel pans. So you can see, and if you are going to be holding food for longer
There we
than
go.
would be ideal, we do have a hot plate basically that fits inside the cabinet. It does not work when it's not unplugged in, but it is good for when you get to your location. You can plug it in and just maintain that heat for even longer inside of there.
Excellent. How long does it keep things hot and or cold?
It will keep things hot or cold for up to 5 hours. And then, like I said, the hot plate there will help enhance that. I will say I am a big user of the Mighty Light myself personally, so I can attest to its durability and longevity. So they are a great item.
I especially like the top that can turn into a little cooler where you put the
Yes.
ice in.
Yeah, so we do have one that has like a deeper lid. And so you can flip it over and then have a serving tray to pass out your beverages of choice.
I may or may not have drank a beverage or two in the past. With
Water, I'm sure.
Yeah. What else is there? All right. I mean, it's a quick overview. It's tug time, right? But I think that's going to bring us to our question and answer. So if anyone has, well, that's question of the day. Do we want to do question of the day first? We want to do Q&A. Q&A. All right. So feel free to unmute and or type it into the chat if you have any questions for Nancy or me, because you know
I hope they're for you.
Let's see. No, none so far.
Is all of this on auto quotes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Easy enough. That was a softball. Great.
Yeah.
Let's
If
get some
Jim
hard
asks
hitting
any
ones.
questions, I'm not answering them.
Let's get some investigative journalism in here and get some real
Yes.
hardball questions. No, I think we're good.
All right.
I mean, it's shelving and holding cabinets, transport.
I think I covered everything. Just so
And it was
thorough.
so well explained.
Yeah.
It was so well explained.
So great. So great. So for those that are new or those that are returning, you may remember the question of the day. We are bringing back the question of the day. There it is. Look at that. Look at that writing. That text, that script. That's cool. That's cool. So If you look down at the bottom right of your screen, you'll see Tug Time at eSource Miller. That's the new website, esourcemiller.com. The new email now is tugtime at esourcemiller.com. The prize this year, because we're only doing a live show a month, is going to be $100 of a gift card to hopefully your local favorite restaurant. So today's question, the first person that gets it into the email, and anytime after 2:31, we will be giving a $100 gift card. So the question of the day is, what is the maximum weight capacity of a 48-inch wide Metro Max 4 shelf? We'll give you a hint. It's pretty much what every other one is at up to 48 inches. Okay, so maximum weight capacity of 48-inch wide Metro Max 4 shelf. Polymer. All right, so that
I remember being taught this.
you what?
I said, I remember being taught this just a few minutes ago.
Sweet.
See, now you're paying attention.
Yeah, and then we have like dunnage that gets to 1200, but you do more about it. All right, so that's going to bring us to this time today. We're going to do fun facts. So at the end of last season, I started to really do kind of more of an on-topic presentation of either jokes or facts. And on this one, since we're talking to Metro, we're going to be talking about Metro systems, also known as underground railways or subways. So the first Metro system, as we know it today, was in London, was London's Underground Railway, which, due to its arched roofs, got the term the tube, because it looked like a tube. You can figure that out, right? That's pretty great. It was actually first proposed back in 1830s, first opened in 1863. There was actually a precursor to it that was the Thames Tunnel. Even though it's spelled Thames, it's Thames. Just, you're gonna have to trust me. That was in the 40s, but that was foot traffic and carts and whatnot before that. So it was actually annexed into the underground railway system in 63 as well. Let's see. So first Metro cars were wooden carriages hauled by steam locomotives, which were powered by wool, coal, or coke. Not that coke. Coke is coal that has been heated up to 600 degrees centigrade, 1100-ish, in the absence of oxygen. So it would make this porous coal that it would actually burn hotter and have a larger output of energy. So a pound of coke or a pound of coke or a pound of coal, a pound of coke is going to give you a lot more energy. This, I didn't mean for this to get there, I promise, but
It
here we are.
started with the wall and you out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, there we are. It did produce less smoke as well, because as you can imagine, underground steam engine put off a good amount of smoke. Starting in 1905 or 06 is when they started with electric lines. The first in Europe, and was actually the second city to have a subway system, is Budapest, or Budapest, if you're, silly. I don't know. It was first introduced in 1896 and was, as I said, the first with electric systems. In the US, Boston was first, but really that was more of a trolley car system. And that was 1895. And then they later moved on, obviously, to subways. New York City opened their first in 1904. Philly, 1907, and Chicago didn't officially have a subway, a metro station like that until, at least underground, until 1943, because Chicago has their L, and they were actually the first city in the US to go electric, and it's 1893 that started. Last little bit, I promise. New York City has the most metro stations in the world. They have 424 stations, stops. Shanghai and Beijing have the largest track systems. Route systems really is what it is, with 462 and 433 miles respectively each. The first non-Asian system to appear on the list of largest systems is London in seventh place with 250 miles and New York City with 248 miles. Finally, I'm telling you, finally, the Tokyo subway system is the busiest in the world. It takes care of 3.334, I don't know why we need to be that exact, billion rides a year, or about 9.1 million rides a day. The highest ridership is in Japan's Yokohama I'm going to get this, hang on, Mintomira, I think, line. It draws over 80 million riders a year, but the route is only 2.5 miles long. So they're getting about 33.2 million riders a mile. That's crazy. That brings us to the end, and I'm certain you're so happy about that. I am finished. I am done with Tug Time, okay? I hope it was even better for you this time around. The next Tug Time will be April 8th, where we are at 2 p.m., where we are re-airing one of our first season episodes, because maybe you didn't know about it. You know, as always, these will all be on our website or on our YouTube page. So if you go to esourcemiller.com, there's a Tug Time tab, and you can click on that and see the past ones, and obviously this one as well. So if anyone missed it, just say, hey, I know you're busy, but go watch it. It's 30 minutes of fun. The next live version will be April 22nd. And I'm not going to tell you who we're going to have on yet. And it's not because we haven't decided. That is not the case.
We still have
All right,
lots of
so-
shelving.
So thank you very, very, very much, Nancy. Really
you,
appreciate
guys.
the time. Thank you guys so very much for your time. Really looking forward to seeing you guys again soon.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank
Take care,
you.
guys.
Have a-